Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we have a matchup of the oldest high schools from their representative districts as the Shawnee Mission North Indians, coached by Lisa Breidenbach, take on the Blue Valley Tigers, coached by Catherine Witten. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from North.
I'm Tyler, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Antonio, and I'm a senior.
I'm Thomas, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Brian, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Logan, and I'm a freshman.
And our contestants from Blue Valley.
I'm Sid, I'm a senior. I'm Jack, and I'm a senior.
I'm Nick, and I'm a junior.
I'm Tristan, and I'm a senior.
I'm Arslan, and I'm also a senior.
All right, fantastic. Here on Categories, in the first round, we will take turns answering questions. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their squad. If they respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. We did a coin toss before we started taping. It was won by Shawnee Mission North. So, North, here is the category, History. Give the year of this headline. Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated.
1968.
It is 1968. Antonio, please remember, let me call on you before you answer. All right. Tigers, you get the next question. It is current events. Senator Chuck Schumer was selected as the new Senate Minority Leader. Senator Schumer is from which state? Sid?
New York.
New York. Very good. Back to you, Indians. Math is the category. What is the path of points equidistant from a given point in a given straight line called? Logan?
A parabola.
It is a parabola. Tigers, mythology is your category. According to Roman mythology, the festival was established by Romulus and Remus, who were nurtured by a she-wolf in a cave on the Palatine Hill. Name this religious festival celebrated in ancient Rome on February 15th. Indians, chance to steal this mythology category. According to Roman mythology, this festival was established by Romulus and Remus, who were nurtured by a she-wolf in a cave on the Palatine Hill. Name this religious festival celebrated in ancient Rome on February 15th. Antonio?
The Fertility Festival?
It is not the Fertility Festival. It's Lupercalia. Lupercalia. North, we are sticking with you. Greek drama is the category. There were no distinct acts in ancient Greek drama because there were no costume or scenery changes. Different episodes of the play were just separated by the voices of a group of singers known as the what? Tyler?
The chorus.
It is the chorus. Coming back to you, Blue Valley, science. Name the fastest swimming bird in the world. Sid?
Penguin.
It is the penguin. Indians, science, anatomy. What is a tooth that has 2 points on its grinding surface called? Blue Valley, chance to steal this science anatomy question. What is a tooth that has 2 points on its grinding surface called? Tristan?
Bicuspid.
It is a bicuspid. Staying with you, Blue Valley, artists is the category. The Lifeline is an example of this artist's concern with nature and the sea, painted in 1884 after he settled on the Maine coast. Name him. Indians, chance to steal this artist's category. The Lifeline is an example of this artist's concern with nature and the sea, painted in 1884 after he settled on the Maine coast. Name him. That is Winslow Homer. Winslow Homer. Indians, we are staying with you. Religion is the category. In the Jewish and Muslim religions, Azrael is the angel of what? Antonio?
Death.
It is death, yes. Blue Valley, coming back to you, vocabulary. What term describes a collection of public records and documents of historic significance? Sid?
Archive.
Archive, very good. Back to you, North. Vocabulary for you. Which of the following types of sentences has nothing to do with grammar? Is it declarative, judicial, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory? Logan?
Judicial.
Judicial is correct. Coming back to you, Tigers, literature is the category. According to the story, the countryman had an animal that laid golden eggs, but he grew greedy, killed the animal, but found nothing inside. What kind of animal laid? Sid?
Goose.
It is a goose. Back to you, Indians. Sports is the category. What word refers to the point of an arrow in archery, the hitting end of a club in golf, the margin of victory in horse racing, and the part of a racket that hits the ball in tennis? Time on that. Tigers, chance to steal this sports category. What word? Nick?
The head.
It is the head. Staying with you, Tigers, government is the category. Of the three branches of the U.S. government, which one is responsible for enforcing federal laws? Jack?
The executive branch.
It is the executive branch. Back to you, North. General knowledge is the category. How would psychologists classify exaggerated neurosis of the leading character in the novel Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Logan?
Multi-personality disorder.
Very good. Or schizophrenia. We would accept it either one. Coming back to you, Tigers. Sports, again, is the category. What National League team has won the most World Series? Nick?
The Dodgers.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Tyler?
St. Louis Cardinals.
It is the St. Louis Cardinals. Staying with you, North, U.S. geography is the category. Which river has its source in the Yellowstone National Park and flows through Jackson, Wyoming, and Hell's Canyon? Antonio?
The Colorado River.
It is not the Colorado River. Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Which river has its source in Yellowstone National Park and flows through Jackson, Wyoming, and Hell's Canyon? Sid?
The Snake River.
It is the Snake River. Tigers, staying with you with a math terminology question. What kind of sequence is one which the ratio of successive terms is always the same number? Jack?
A geometric sequence.
It is a geometric sequence. Coming back to you, North. Government, specifically British courts. Under the British legal system, a solicitor advises clients and represents them in lower courts. What's the name given to lawyers who plead cases in higher courts? Tyler?
Counsel.
It's not counsel. Blue Valley, chance to steal this government British courts question. Under the British legal system, a solicitor advises clients and represents them in lower courts. What's the name given to lawyers who plead cases in the higher courts? Sid?
A magistrate.
It's not a magistrate, it's a barrister. A barrister. Tigers, we are sticking with you with European history as the category. Who was the dreaded leader of the Huns? Sid?
Attila.
It is Attila. Coming back to you, North, literature is the question. What country is the setting for Shakespeare's Hamlet? Antonio?
Denmark.
It is Denmark. Coming back to you, Blue Valley, general knowledge is the category. What cheese used in Mexican dishes is named for the California town that originated it, not the Mexican town of the same name? Sid?
Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack, very good. Back to you, North. Current events is the category. At the end of a recent performance, one of the actors appealed to audience member Mike Pence to uphold our American values. Name this Broadway show. Brian?
Hamilton.
It is Hamilton. Coming back to you, Tigers. U.S. Geography is the category. The highest college campus in the United States is located at 10,100 feet in Leadville. In which state? Jack?
Colorado.
It is Colorado. Coming back to you, North. Literature is the category. There are three main types of sonnet. Petrarchan and Shakespearean are two. The other is named after an English poet. Name the poet or the variety of sonnet. Brian?
Longfellow.
It is not Longfellow. Tigers, chance to steal this literature question. There are three main types of sonnet. Petrarchan and Shakespearean are two. The other is named after an English poet. Name the poet or the variety of sonnet. Sid?
Keats.
Isn't that Keats? It's Spenser or Spenserian sonnet. We are staying with you, Tigers. World geography is the category. Which European country was established in 1918 as a kingdom of Serb, Croat, and Sloven peoples? Tristan?
Yugoslavia.
It is Yugoslavia. Coming back to you, Indians, science is the category. The scientific study of the life and culture of ancient peoples, which no longer exist, is called what? Brian?
Anthropology.
I cannot accept anthropology. Tigers, chance to steal the science category. The scientific study of the life and culture of ancient peoples that no longer exist is called what? Nick?
Archaeology.
It is archaeology. Very good. Staying with you, Tigers, theater is the category. This form of Japanese drama evolved from song and dance representation called Surugaku, meaning monkey music. Name it. Sid?
Kabuki.
It is not kabuki. North, chance to steal this theater question. This form of Japanese drama evolved from the song and dance representation of Surugaku, meaning monkey music. Name it. That form is called no. Indians, we are staying with you. Fine arts, ballet is the category. For which Russian ballerina was the dance The Dying Swan created? Antonio?
The Black Swan.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this fine arts ballet question. For which Russian ballerina was the dance The Dying Swan created? Anna Pavlova. Anna Pavlova. We are staying with you, Tigers. U.S. history is the category. Ironically, what state became the 36th to ratify the 21st Amendment ending prohibition? Hint, the state is dominated by a religion which forbids the consumption of alcohol. Sid?
Utah.
It is Utah. And with that siren, that does denote the end of our first half with Shawnee Mission North 9 and Blue Valley 15. In this part of our program, we're going to go to a representative from each school as they will give us a campus update. And it looks like, Brian, you're giving us the update for Shawnee Mission North.
Well, our high school basketball is starting this Saturday against Liberty. We recently gave out pies as a PBIS incentive to students, and we raised $2,000 for the Johnson County Christmas Bureau.
What, just any kind of pie?
We offered French silk, apple, pumpkin, and cherry from Tippins.
Oh, that's a pretty good option right there. I like that. All right, Sid, you are giving us the update for the Tigers. What's happening at Blue Valley?
Oh, things are just going really well. We just finished up our NHS can drive for L3. Our football team played at state on Saturday. They came up just short, but it was a great season. Our debate season is coming to an end under the leadership of our legendary coach, Chris Riffer. And our basketball team is starting their season next week under the tutelage of Dwight Williams. It's going great at Blue Valley.
All right, fantastic. All right, as we head into our second round, it is our lightning round, and as tradition here on Categories, our lightning round starts off with our look and listen question. Our look and listen question, which will be displayed here on a monitor for our studio contestants and for those playing at home. The look and listen question is worth 2 points, and just this reminder, we cannot rewind the video, so once someone rings in, we have to get answers from that point forward. So here is our look and listen question. Name the primary compound that interferes with this process, leading to limits in its production.
The free oxygen atom quickly combines with a nearby oxygen molecule to reform ozone. We see that ozone
Jack.
Carbon dioxide.
I cannot accept carbon dioxide. North, chance to steal this look and listen question. Thomas.
Ozone.
Cannot accept ozone. We're looking for either CFCs or Freon. All right, as we head into the remaining part of our lightning round, questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team responds correctly, of course, they earn a point. And if they respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. So here we go, both teams. General knowledge is the category. States are represented in Statuary Hall at our nation's capital with a statue of one of their most famous citizens. Which state is represented by William Jennings Bryan? Brian.
Nebraska.
It is Nebraska. Geography, terminology is the next category. Passageways are called gaps in the Appalachian Mountains. What are the similar ways through the mountains called in the Rocky Mountains? Nick.
A pass.
They're called passes. Very good. World geography. The Isle of Wight is found in what body of water? Tristan.
The English Channel.
It is the English Channel. Government for both teams. Any institution in which scholars pursue research in a public policy is called what? Tyler?
A think tank.
It is called a think tank. Very good. Literature for both teams. It's a fairly long question. His first published poem was The Negro Speaks of Rivers. His last volume of poetry, The Panther and the Lash, was published in 1967, the year he died. Name this writer of the Harlem Renaissance who also wrote the play. Tyler. It is Langston Hughes. Fine arts, painters. Name the best known artist of the American Indian. He devoted his life to depicting the Indians of the Western Plains in their traditional surroundings. He completed over 500 drawings and paintings of Native Americans. It was George Catlin. George Catlin. Both teams, U.S. military. Name the 3 smallest divisions of the United States Army units. Antonio?
A squad, platoon, and a battalion.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. military question. Name the 3 smallest divisions of United States Army units. Sid?
Platoon, squad, and fire team.
Can I accept that? Squad and platoon are the 2 of them. Company is the 3rd. General knowledge. The sapphire is the birthstone for what month? Nick?
September.
September, very good. World geography. What post-World War II Summer Olympic city is on the Tiber River? Sid?
Rome.
It is Rome. Science for both teams. The tokamak fusion test reactor at Princeton's Plasma Physics Laboratory uses magnetic fields to hold and compress hydrogen gases until temperatures of about 100 million degrees. What Russian scientist suggested the idea for the tokamak reactor? Andrei Sakharov. The next category is health medicine. A new study has found another reason to avoid obesity. It increases the risk of what brain disease associated with the elderly? Tyler?
Dementia.
Cannot accept that. Sorry. Tigers. Nick?
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's is what we were looking for. Economics. Banking is the next category. Explain the meaning of the term certified check. Nick?
It's been signed.
I cannot accept that. Indians, chance to steal this economics banking category. Explain the meaning of the term certified check. Brian?
It's guaranteed to be checked without, or cashed without being bounced back.
We're looking at a guarantee. The bank guarantees its cash value. Yes. Language for both teams. Give the tense and the voice of the verb in this sentence. You were seen with that woman again. Jack?
Past tense and passive voice.
Very good. That is exactly right. Theater for both teams. Which of Debussy's works created a scandal in 1912 when performed as a ballet? The answer was Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. All right. Both teams, U.S. geography is the category. Name the only state in the Union, but with only one school district. Tyler?
Montana.
It is not Montana. Blue Valley, chance to steal this question. Nick?
Rhode Island.
It's actually Hawaii. Hawaii. Vocabulary for both teams. Levi reinforced jeans with these things so that heavy gold nuggets would not tear the pockets. Antonio?
Hopper rivets.
Rivets, very good. Literature for both teams. Identify the title of the short story by Herman Melville, of which the key phrase is, I prefer not. Antonio?
Billy Budd.
Cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this literature question. Identify the title of the short story by Herman Melville, of which the key phrase is, I prefer not. It was Bartleby the Scrivener. Bartleby the Scrivener. World history for both teams. A Jewish revolt against Roman authority was suppressed in AD 70 when the city of Jerusalem was sacked. Identify the Roman general who led the sack on Jerusalem. Antonio?
Augustus Caesar.
It's not Augustus Caesar. Tigers, chance to steal this world history question. A Jewish revolt against Roman authority was suppressed in AD 70 when the city of Jerusalem was sacked. Identify the Roman general who led the sack on Jerusalem. It was Titus. Titus. Fine arts for both teams. The Rake's Progress, Rake, R-A-K-E, Rake's Progress, described a work of art by an 18th century English painter and a composition by a 20th century Russian composer. Name either one. Tyler?
Tchaikovsky.
It is not Tchaikovsky. Tigers, chance to steal this fine arts category. The Rake's Progress describes a work of art by an 18th century English painter and a composition by a 20th century Russian composer. Name either one. Sid?
Prokofiev.
It is not Prokofiev. Stravinsky was the Russian composer and William Hogarth was the English painter. Chemistry for both teams. Almost all processed meat is now preserved by adding one or both of which polyatomic ions that kill bacteria, impart a characteristic pink hue, and are thought to be carcinogenic. Nitrates. Nitrates. World history for both teams. What is the name of the French Revolution's most intense period of bloodshed and confiscation? Sid?
Reign of Terror.
It is the Reign of Terror. Switching gears to U.S. history now, Andrew Jackson was known as Old Hickory to his devoted followers, but his opponents knew him by what regal nickname? Nick.
King Jackson. King Andrew.
I think we can accept that, yeah. King is the operative word. Vocabulary for both teams. Sometimes great artists find in a foreign country greater inspiration and happiness, so they leave their native lands and take up new residences for that reason. What single word expressly describes a person who does that? Logan.
Pilgrim.
Can accept pilgrim. Blue Valley, chance to steal this vocabulary question. Sometimes great artists find in a foreign country greater inspiration and happiness, so they leave their native lands and take up new residence for that reason. What single word expressly describes a person who does that? Sid.
Expatriate.
Expatriate, very good. Current events for both teams. The Prime Minister of what country became the first head of state to meet with Donald Trump since the election? Tyler?
Theresa May.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this current events question. The Prime Minister of what country became the first head of state to meet with Donald Trump since the election? Sid.
Japan.
It is Japan. Religion for both teams. What position or job did Judas Iscariot hold in the group of the 12 apostles? Thomas?
Disciple.
Cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this religion question. What position or job did Judas Iscariot hold in the group of the 12 apostles? Jack?
Tax collector.
Cannot accept that. He was the treasurer for the group. Treasurer would be the better word. Fine arts, theater for both teams. A musical tribute to the warmth, despair, gaiety, and sadness of people caught up in the web of inner city life. This work stands as perhaps the greatest single undertaking of its composer, identified this title of this opera by George Gershwin. It is Porgy and Bess. Porgy and Bess is what we were looking for. That siren does denote the end of our game, however, and we have a final score of Blue Valley 25, Shawnee Mission North 14. Please join us again here next time on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.